Guys, Irene here. Today I'm going to be reviewing Maybe in Another Life by Taylor Jenkins Reid. She's best known for Daisy Jones and the Six and The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, which are both more recent releases that she has. I think one was I might get this wrong. I think one was 2018. I think the other one was a 2019 release, or rather a 2018 and a 2017 release. I think that's how it is. This one was her 2015 and her third release. It follows the story of Hannah Martin, who is 29. She has moved around a lot, never really been able to take up roots anywhere, and she is now moving from New York back to LA, where she's lived previously, with her best friend Hannah and her husband. She's also hoping to reconnect with her old flame Ethan, high school sweetheart sort of. So on her first night there, they all go out to a club and they happen to see each other. And then at that point, at the end of the night rather, she has an option of choosing whether she wants to go home with Ethan or home with Gabby. And then the story diverges into two different storylines, and you get both of those concurrently. So the way it's told is really kind of nice. You sort of get the best of both worlds, so to speak. It is an adult contemporary love story. It is pretty easy to read. I would say it's a really easy read. It's a quick read. I kind of don't like the term, but some people will say it's a beach read. It's very light. It does kind of dabble in some darker themes, I would say, or just some more difficult kind of adult issues, but nothing to make it heavy in any way. It has a 3.5-star rating on Goodreads. Mine was a little different. So I think some controversial stuff is coming next, because I know how much people like Taylor Jenkins Reid. And let me preface this by saying the reason that I picked up this book was because it was a choice at my home book club. And the way that we do it is that every person in the book club, when it's their turn, gets to choose their own selection, right? So this was the selection that person chose. And I think she had it recommended by another friend of hers. I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. I rated it 1 star on Goodreads. I don't think there was anything wrong with the writing or anything like that. I think it was I think the way that the story was told was somewhat interesting. But the back, and I do realize that the back is something that the publisher writes and that the author has no say in. However, there was a line on the back that was like, quickly the two storylines become, it was something to the effect of that both storylines become different very quickly. I did not feel that at all. I felt like I was reading the same story, just kind of told in a slightly different order with the names changed each time. I didn't find myself attached or related to I didn't find that any of the characters were relatable. I kind of found them all a little bit awful, and I don't know that they were entirely awful, more so than I felt they were one-dimensional. Hannah experiences a couple things in her life that sort of lead her to the decision to leave New York, and she was on somewhat of an unsavory side the first time. Later in the story, in one of the storylines, you get the opposite of that. You get her experience being on the other side of that situation. And the way that she handles that, or the way that the author gives her that resolution, is just so shallow. I felt it was just very I don't like in a book when the resolution, or when a character realizes like they reach a threshold in their life of understanding, and the way that they explain it is, oh, but this is but I am changed now. I'm sorry, 10 minutes ago you were this whole different person. What happened now? I don't buy that. I'm sorry. People aren't like that. People aren't one-dimensional. I also found I'm not gonna lie, there was something in this book that I just found like cringing every time it came up, and truly it came up through the entire 300 pages of the book, and like applause for making something go all the way to the end when it should have died in the first 3 chapters. This character, Hannah, really loves cinnamon rolls. And I mean, she loves cinnamon rolls to the point of obsession, which, whatever, to each their own, totally fine. Not worried about the actual cinnamon rolls themselves. But it felt very elementary to me. That is a, like, what's your favorite food kind of trait. Like, my favorite food is cinnamon rolls. So it's just, I mean, that's fine. But I don't need it 50 times. I get it. She loves cinnamon rolls. That's not a plot point. Move past it. So the book just wasn't for me. I think there's a lot of people that this book is going to really hit. I think this book is going to be, I think it can be enjoyed. It wasn't so horrible that it was like, no, I'm not gonna lie. I did actually struggle to get through it. I can't say that. I struggled to get through it, and mostly I would have DNF'd this book had it not been a book club selection, by someone else. I think it's just respectful to finish their book, right? Even though for me it just really didn't hit home, and I really, really struggled through the end. Yeah, I think some people will really, truly enjoy it. I think it would probably be best to read. I think it's a good one to bring on vacation. You can read it in a couple days. It's fast. It's easy. I will say it did kind of make me not... I'm seriously going to question whether I still would like to read Daisy Jones and the Six and The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. I just don't think, based on what I read here, not that any one book is a testament to how that to anything else that the author writes, really. I just don't think it is. I think you can write entirely different things. And I think those books could be that. I've heard really interesting things, or I heard a lot of things about them that make me really, really want to read them. I will say I might read The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo still. I likely won't read Daisy Jones and the Six. I understand that it's a fictional band, but more so than that, I don't really love band stories. They're just not my jam. So I'll probably stay away from that one. I do love Old Hollywood, though, and that really kind of has me gripped. I have heard some things from other YouTubers that I tend to sort of agree with a little bit that make me a little weary to read it, but I think I might still give her a shot. Anyway, this has been Maybe in Another Life. This is Irene. Please leave me your comments below if you completely disagree and I'm totally out of line and what was I thinking. I would love to hear it.